Welcome to Steven.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, welcome to.
Welcome to season 3, episode 4 of
Bullies, Savage Discourse. Hello. Well, you definitely helped us recover that from my immediate fucking it up.
This season's got soul.
Season's got soul, baby.
I
think I'm just gonna just one solitary.
You like
grunt.
that? That's my soul. That's the limits of my soul.
Your soul just took a dump.
I'm vibing. That if my soul had an avatar, it'd be someone sitting on a toilet.
Like if we all had like a little projection screen over our heads and it was like our soul avatar and yours is just a guy waving and dumping off on the little
floating around on a toilet. I like
people it. Dude, people would have super crazy like like a gun with like tiger stripes on it blowing, like shooting, fucking energy rounds into an enemy or like an alien, and you're it's just a waving guy.
Yeah.
And every now and then you see a little like action air bubble coming out from the toilet and it's like, squeak. Oh, welcome back. It has been, so this is actually a return to form. Because Kyle took us in a... What?
Nothing.
Kyle took us on a road trip down to We're Playing It Land. And actually, I had a lot of fun designing the After Effects logo and with Leroy wearing his Pit Vipers.
I just want to play video games.
I know you do. Because like I don't have the self-management or the discipline to sit down and actually do something. So let's play video games and record our audio.
Are you saying that I chose to do that instead of doing the podcast because I didn't want to sit down and do the podcast? Is that what you're insinuating? I'm asking. Is that what
I'm saying if the boot fits.
Well, don't. I just wanted to play video games.
And you just mapped our silliness on top of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it worked for... I thought it was funny, but I don't know. This is probably better.
Project Zomboid is not an immediate it does not pull people in. They're like, is that Diablo, like a mod of Diablo 2 with that isometric angle?
Mm-hmm. Halo's better in every way.
And I really hope I didn't lose the audio for that. So actually, this is out of sequence because this is episode 4. We... the episode 3, I keep going like season 8. Episode 3 is Halo, and it's actually, oh shit, are we on episode 5?
No, we're.
Hold on, because we did because we did one podcast in season 3, and then we did 3 We're Playing It. So this should actually be episode 5, I think, because we did 2 Zomboids and 1 Hello. Oh, hello, big summer bro out.
You know my thoughts on this.
No.
And you're doing this to provoke me.
No,
I'm not going to let you.
You're doing this to provoke me.
It's a separate fucking entity.
Then
how do we... season 3.
How do we categorize that?
We're playing it. It's so fucking easy.
You don't just say the name of the thing.
We're playing it episode 1.
All right.
We're playing it Zomboid episode 1. We're playing it Halo episode 1.
How do our legions of followers find the content? If it's going to seem all wacky and jabberwocky.
Oh, because we're so fucking structured.
See, you understand. Okay. So what were we talking about before we started? And I was like, we need to talk.
We haven't talked about anything yet.
Oh, okay.
You mean before the podcast?
Yeah.
That was a car.
Yeah, it sounded like someone's giant phone was vibrating.
I thought I heard a guitar string being plugged.
Blam.
What were we? Oh, Halo.
Yeah.
And how I take it seriously.
Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and.
My name's Kyle. This is voice. I bought it from a friend. I do it to die because I don't actually have feedback. I just want to do this voice.
That's pretty accurate.
That's what I did.
Dude, it does feel really empowering to do that to people. So I don't know if we've already talked about this. We probably have, but we should revisit this because this still fucking pops up in my life as like an external variable. So I will say something to a group of my closest, most beloved brother friends, and I'll be like, it'll be something innocuous like, oh man, I just got my vaccine shot, and before I'm even done,
You got my vaccine shot, my
before I'm
ninja.
done with the final word in the sentence and the implied punctuation, I get hit with some fucking Elmo from outer space bullshit.
Space Elmo.
Spelmo.
My name's John. I just went to the bathroom and I don't know how to wipe. Here's my dick.
Dude, it makes me it disarms me and I can't even be angry because it's so funny to me. Like, oh, dude, I have a flat tire.
Yeah, my name's John. I have a flat tire. I'm gonna have to go spend a lot of money because there's probably a lot of other undiagnosed problems there.
And there's always that initial and then the outro
Yeah, man.
Son.
Oh my god. So anyway, so we were playing, we started playing video games together because some of the pandemic, the C word restrictions are lessening. So now we're returning and I don't think we actually played video games together during that time.
We didn't.
And now that like we can actually see each other,
We just hung
retreated.
out a bunch in person, and
retreated.
now that we're not breaking any rules, we're like, that's fucking lame.
We've retreated back into our cubbies and done exactly what we did before. And anyway, so we've been playing some Hello Rich in 2 and 3
and 4
and 4
and 1
and 1
and one's been hard. One's been difficult.
One has not been going well.
We play one game of Halo 1 when it pops up, and then we turn off.
Apparently,
Halo 1.
there's a subgroup of people out there who do not know or were never informed that Halo has several sequels, and so they have just been milling away, getting really good at Halo 1.
No, they just think that that's the most elite game, and the community's fractured.
Oh, I got you. I love your commentary. The community's fractured. Now, I've been actually talking about this for quite a while, but nobody really listens to my chat forums. No one posts on my posts.
Yep.
Okay. So Kyle, as we were getting set up, hit me with a, hey, man, the next time, and he was... hit me blindside. He's like, hey, man. And he had it packaged in this beautiful fucking...
We've played one time with John. Me and my other friend, my good friend that we play Halo with all the time. We played with John one
And apparently
time.
that was fucking... okay, well, so we played video games together, Halo Online, in group lobbies, which I don't like to do because... my penchants and my attributes in life, my RPG spreadsheet skill sheet, have not been attributed to video games. Shut the fuck up! Don't do this to me right now. And so I'm good at single player games. Anyway, so he came in.
That's legendary.
Dude, I can beat the fuck out of a single, except for Sekiro. I have rage quit that game. I beat Bloodborne. I've got my fucking elite gamer wings. They're just not. I just don't have the little lieutenant thing under it or whatever the prestige symbol is.
Continue.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
No. Continue.
So we were playing. So anyway, he came in and was like, "Hey man, the next time we all play games together, you know, with all the guys, I think we're gonna." And you can note this optimistic tone in his voice. He's like, "I think we're actually gonna play Sea of Thieves." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's." And then he looked at me and I was like, is it? And before I could even say, he's like, you know why. I have been excommunicated from... And okay, in his fucking defense, let me explain something to you. When I come home and I get on my video game digital world, completely disassociate from reality system of entertainment, I don't want to pretend like I'm in Vietnam. I want to have fun with my friends and be goofy. And so, just to give you, it's like, Roger 9, get down, get in the fucking bunker. We won't make it in there. Okay, left lane strong, right side. Oh, he's getting fragged me. Oh, I'm out. Okay, go, take cover. I just drooled all over my face. Take cover, get down, fucking shake him in the ass, fucking stab him, shit on his head, put his nuts on his face. And I'm just like, LOL, I fell off the map.
Is that what you think Vietnam was like?
Dude, yes, Vietnam was just this alien battle. And so I basically got myself kicked off the team because I can't play seriously whenever we're playing a man in a 5-ton suit of armor fighting space battles.
What's more serious than that? You don't attribute Titanfall as being it's a man inside of a 14-ton.
Yeah, because
robot.
but when we play together, I'm not like calling out plays and strategies. I'm just like, LOL, I can't get my Titan because I don't have enough skill points.
It's hard to like take something really seriously when you're shit at it, you know?
I knew you were gonna fucking say that. And so my counterpoint to you is, what if I was really good at it?
And then you would probably take it seriously. You wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
No, in order to be good at it, you would have had to take it seriously at some point to get there.
Well, I'm not talking about the skill, the grinding to develop the skills. I'm talking about, let's just say we all played a new online game together, and I turned out to be absolute fucking slap ass at it. It doesn't matter.
No, it does.
No, maybe
matter.
I was playing a lot of single player tutorials.
So you took it seriously enough to grind your time and do that
on my own time.
Yeah.
Not with my friends.
Why
and then
does
when
that
I
matter?
saw, because in a social setting, I want to hang out with my friends and be goofy. I don't want to get yelled at because I fell off the map and I'm like, LOL, I can't. And you guys are like fucking jerking you guys are fucking over there, you doing your Kodak, you writing your World War II maps down to the bunker fire. Blue team go, blue team go.
All right, let me ask you something.
All right.
Do you think it's dumb to go to a basketball court and play a competitive pickup game, a 4-on-4, and want to win?
Yes.
You think that's dumb?
Yes.
All right.
Well, no. Okay, I was giving you the short answer because that's what you do to me. I don't think it's dumb. I think that it's everyone. No, like nobody. You would not initiate unless you're chaotic neutral. Like, I don't know, somebody I fucking know, Kyle.
Who?
You would not. You would. That acknowledgement is just a grunt too. Oh. No, you don't enter into some type of competitive without some degree of, it would be, because what's reinforcing about it? Like, I hope that our team with the sports ball accrues more arbitrary value than the other.
You're overthinking it just to overthink it. It's
correct.
Yeah, it's.
But why do we play games then?
Why do we play games?
Outside of the social enjoyment, the winning, the camaraderie, the.
That's why. What do you mean?
Okay, so that's why I like playing games with you guys, just without the competitive shit.
Okay, that's why we're gonna play Sea of Thieves.
But I want to play Halo with you guys.
No, you don't.
Yes,
you don't
I
even
do.
like Halo.
I do like Halo.
You just talk shit the whole time.
About what?
Us playing the game.
Yeah, because y'all are acting like you're combatants in a foreign war.
Because we're trying to win, John.
Okay, well, you know what winning is? Hey, man, there's a guy over there. Get him, Jeffrey. Get him.
Jeffrey.
Get him.
You think we play with someone named Jeffrey?
Jeffrey Bezos.
Get
him. Oh, my God, I have to tell you about my night last night.
Please do.
So I have been going out to...
Oh, fuck.
What?
What you got? I already know. Is the thing.
No, we haven't talked about it. I have to tell you about my night.
All right.
So I have been going with one of my dear friends, and his name is Benjamin, and I love him dearly. We've been going to a silent disco. Have you ever been to a silent disco?
Yes.
No, you haven't. Shut the fuck up. No, you haven't. Oh, I know you haven't. You just knew that'd be the answer I didn't want to hear.
Yeah.
So, you contrary fuck. God
no,
damn. You are so meta level, bitch. Anyway, so I've been going, and basically imagine if a bar scene and a rave scene had a really mild child. That's what it would be like. Like
mild child.
Mild child. Mild child. Dang thing didn't drive me wild. dang thing just kind of sat there like a child.
Continue.
Okay, so I feel like we could have mined that for a little bit more funny.
I'm ready for the story.
All right, you should wiggle your knees. I'm weddy.
You hear him?
I'm weddy,
Can you
daddy.
hear him,
No,
John?
I cannot. Thank God. Thank God for small favors. Anyway, so I went to the silent disco. So you wear these headsets. It's $5. There's 3 different channels, and they're all LED. So one channel is what I affectionately refer to as the booty shaking beat. So that's your club music. It never really gets into trap or EDM, but it gets really close, and it's like, it's what you typically would see at a club. The middle channel is, and that's the bottom channel. The middle channel is oldie. So it's like Elton John, Beatles, fucking. They play like. Toto. God, you're such a witty conversationalist.
Is it my turn?
No, not yet. And it's a witty, such a witty conversationalist. Fuck, that's not what I meant to say. Is is oldies. God, I'm spitting bars. And then the top channel is like a blend of like country, rock, pop, and emo music because one of the DJs there plays that. And I found him and I was like, hey, there's 2 DJs and they're the ones that are doing the different channels.
2 TJs with 3 channels?
Mm-hmm. There's usually 3. I don't know why there was only 2 this time. Maybe one of the guys like was doing double duty or something.
Dude, he better got paid double.
There was 3 less, or like a third more. So anyway, so you go there and you dance, you buy drinks, and you can it's funny because you look out across the crowd and you can vibe with like people that are on the same wavelength as you. Like, and I was really hesitant to go because I was like, it sounds dumb. Like, why not just go to a rave or listen to music? But it's actually really cool in between. And it's fun because you'll be listening to like, fucking Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance on the red channel. And you look out and there's people rocking out to it. Then you look over and there's people grinding on each other on the blue channel listening to like, P. Diddy, Snoop Doggy Dogg. Shorty went down. Good Lord.
Where's it at?
It's at a brewery.
What's it called?
1020 was the first one. The second one was Fall City Beer. It's literally
is it moving around?
Yeah, it's a company that goes to different places. Like,
are they doing it like indefinitely for the summer?
Every 2 weeks.
Ow!
Wow!
I thought it was like a venue.
No. So anyway, I've already been to one. So this is the story of my night. So I went there and I was having a good time with my friends, and we're bopping around. And the first thing that happened was I uppercutted a. So the funny thing is the last time I went to a silent disco, I chicken wing uppercutted a drink out of a girl's hand, but it was actually alcohol and it went everywhere and I couldn't replace it because the bar was closed. And I had a giant bruise on my like bicep from it. And I felt really terrible.
And yeah, her jaw did a number on your arm.
Her jaw, I really hope it was. No, because I looked at her. No, I really hope it wasn't her jaw or her like knee. But
where was she holding the drinks?
It was on her elbow. And so this time I was in the middle, like where people exit, because I was wearing flip flops and people spill drinks, so I was trying to maintain my traction while doing my boogie down moves. And I did like this uppercut, like victorious thing, and I uppercutted 2 cups of water out of this woman's hand, and they went everywhere. And I was like, "Oh my God, I am so sorry." And she like grabbed my face and looked at me, and she was like, "It's okay. That was just water." And I was like, I will go buy you. She's like, no, baby, it's okay. It's just water.
Oh.
And I was like, I am so.
She thought you were on drugs.
I know she was talking to me. Yeah, like I was like freaking out. Like I was in the midst of a fucking like transcending dimensions. I almost said generations. Wow. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And she was like, baby, it's okay. It's okay. And I was like, okay. And I was like, and she walked out and she was like, also. Now she was touching on me a little bit, like on my shoulders, and she was like, okay. And I was like, well, I'm going to dance. And so she went outside. Boogie, and cut to like 2 minutes later. She comes in and she came up to me and she like turned me around and she was like, are you, what did she say? She was like, you don't smoke, do you? And I was like, not cigarettes. And she was like, do you have a lighter? And she like, when she like did that, like that feel that like hand flip thing that people do when they're like dismissing you as an entity in the universe, where they're like, okay. Yeah. And then she walked away and I grabbed her because I remember I had a lighter. I gave her the lighter. The woman that I did that I fucking assassinated her liquid rejuvenation from. She turned around. She gave me a forceful kiss on the lips and then said, babe, I'll be right back with your lighter. And I did not see her again the rest of the night.
Why'd you have a lighter?
That's none of your business.
Oh. You were smoking cigarettes, weren't
you? You were smoking cigarettes.
Whip.
So that was my first experience. The second experience was there was this cute, you go there and like you're a single man and everyone else is single. You don't know. Like you just assume that if you're at the bar and you're dancing that, people are there's going to be an expectation, an implicit rule that it's okay that you're grinding on somebody. It's okay if they're grinding on you back. And so this girl kept coming up to me. She's really cute. And she kept, we're doing dance stuff together. Very, very appropriate, I might add. Like, very gentlemanly. There was no inappropriate below-the-waist touching. It was very cordial. It was very Victorian. It was she didn't show me her bloomers or her long knee-high socks. That's right out. And... What do you have? What do you want, Kyle? Participate in this conversation.
I'm listening. What do you want from me?
Thank you. And you're doing great, baby. So, so we were dancing, and then as the night went on, I was like, oh well, this is fun. And then she talked to me, and she turns out she has a doctorate in physical therapy, and she has a minor in child's oncology, which is a fucking crazy blend. She works for this clinic, and she works really hard, and she's doing this like project and all this other stuff. But this was all like revealed to me through like the drunken poeticism of someone whose brain is firing on 2 cylinders. And so I was like, oh, that's so cool. And she was like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a bad person. And I was like, let me tell you something that's going to blow your fucking mind. You can be a good person and still be fucked up. And she was like, yeah, that's what I'm doing tonight. And I was like, it's okay. It's okay. You're drinking. It's okay to relieve your daily stress and anxieties with a little bit of depressant.
Are you talking with the headphones on?
Well, we had like one pulled off to the side. It was real hot, dude. Like pulled off to the side, one ear partially out.
Dude,
like,
were y'all touching ears?
You literally had to lean over and like insert seal your mouth around their ear hole to be heard. So it's like, listen, you look real good. And so anyway, so she walked away and went to her friends, and I could tell at this point that she was doing the wobble. And so her friends were there, and I was like, oh my God, so is she okay? And they're like, yeah, she needs to go home. And I was like, oh, okay, well, if she was really cute, I had a lot of fun. Is she single? Could I get a number? And like, you were looking, so that, we're having that ear conversation where you're, tonguing the inner labia majoris of someone's ear. And then they stopped after I asked that, looked up, and I made unbroken open eye contact and said, oh, she's super married. And I was like, oh, so not just regular old go down to the courthouse and get married. Like, she's got like those vows are unbreakable, yeah, Harry Potter style.
Damn.
So, and I was just like,
I see.
Oh, that's fine. So, and I was like, oh my God. Like, and I immediately was like, okay, I'm really sorry. I didn't know that. She approached me. She put her cheeks on me. Like, I didn't know any of that.
She not wearing a ring?
No, she absolutely was not wearing a ring.
You're not in the wrong there then.
I don't think so, but I still felt bad.
No, how could you possibly... No. You feel bad about that? No.
Thank you.
Yeah, how the fuck? No.
Okay. So, and, she walked in and I was like, oh my God, I had no idea. They're like, no, it's okay. She's very married. And I was like... Again, like, what is this? What is the hierarchy of like regular at Walmart married and then like fucking cosmic radiation married? Like, I have no idea what the Geiger scale of that radiation level is. Yeah. So
maybe she just has like a bunch of kids with them or something.
Maybe. Anyway. So then after that, I was like, and I looked down, and then apparently, I don't remember what song it was, but everyone in this bar was doing a conga line, and so I was like, hell yeah. And so I was just, I was really excited to be there in the moment. So anyway, the last part of this evening, second to last part, the last part is really just a postscript, and it's that I came home and found a bunch of new metal music that I really like. So we're walking out. There were some friends. We said our goodbyes. We were walking one of our friends, lady friends, to their car, as you do in a city. It's a gentlemanly thing to do. Chivalry's not dead. It's just diminished. And we walked her there, and so my big bodybuilder buddy, my BBB, my Bobby boy, he was there with me, and he was saying goodbye. I turned away to face opposite of the street to where the houses are, and I got a text, so I looked down, and all of a sudden the light from my phone vanished. My hand hurt, like radiated with pain, and then I just was stunned staring at the ground, and I was like, did my hand explode? Did I have a stroke? Did my phone just like have it go supernova? Like, I don't know what just happened. And then I looked up, and there was just this gangly dude walking past, like didn't say anything, just decided to drive by, volleyball fucking a hammer of dawn my phone out of my hand onto the ground. And so I pick it up, and by this time, like 15 seconds have gone by, and like I am like still like mouth, like trousers on the ground level of stunned. And I look over, and then my buddy's just like, what the fuck? It's like, dude, why? Like, what? And like suddenly reality rushed back in, and I was like, why? Like, why? Like, what did I do? Like, who hurt you? Like, what do you like? No, like, why was there not a vocal initiation of like a violent act? Like, why was it just a slap and then nothing?
Go ahead and tell him his response.
Oh, and his response was "fuck you, pussy," and I was just like, "Why?" And like he was like, "fuck you, pussy," and then my buddy was like, "What the fuck again?" Because like you know how drunk and dumb. And first of all, I don't know if I've ever said this. I have never been in one of these altercations before. This is the first time I've ever been in something like this. Like I've like gotten in yelling things, but not where somebody like physically touched me and so other than my buddy who likes to choke me out at times where I don't like that. But that doesn't count.
Into it.
No, not like our other friend, not like Doobies.
Oh, R.I.P.
Oh, he's still out there.
He's somewhere.
Yeah.
He's out there.
He's
for
a
sure.
cowboy, baby.
Yeah, he's a cowbilly.
Cowbilly, that's right.
Living
the duping it up in the South. So anyway, so I basically am just like, my brain is so blank because I'm not violent or aggressive by nature. So I'm just like, why? It's like I just have one letter of the alphabet. Like some dudes get really eloquent and they're like, hey man, you want to come back here and say that to my face? They have the command of the entire alphabet. And I'm like, why one letter? Why?
Oh, you were in shock.
Dude, and so finally he turned around and he was like, come on. And so I would be like, so my only thing was to be like, and also I'm a clinician who've worked with children with autism and other disabilities for years. So I'm used to people doing really irrational things. And so my thing is like, why would a person do that? So I was like, hey man, I'm sorry you're having a bad night is what I was trying to say. But every time I said, hey man, he said, pussy. So I said, hey man, pussy. And I was like, and then I didn't say anything and he kept walking. I was like, I'm sorry your dick is small. And then he turned around and he's like, pussy. And I was like, you wouldn't be able to fuck me with your small. You wouldn't be able to fuck my pussy with a dick that small. And then he kept walking and then we walked away. And that was my first encounter with the rabble.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. Every time you just told me that earlier today. Every time I think about it, I get irrationally angry. Dude,
no, like my buddy, like he's a bodybuilder, and he fucking. First of all, this is how I remember it. So maybe he could correct me in the comments or tell me if I'm wrong, or come feel free to check me in IRL. But in my mind, like what I see is him like take that back foot stance and grab the bill of his hat and turn it around Ash Ketchum style, like he's about to fucking catch a Charizard, and like he is a very big boy, and so like he was like, whoa. Dude, do you want to fight that guy? And I was like, yeah, man, let's kick his. I think in like the middle of this, before the final exchange, I was like, yeah, man. And he was like, dude, that's just not okay. That's just not okay. And I was like, no, wait, I mean, like, what are we going to do? Are we going to fight a dude on the street behind a bar? And he was just like,
I think that is the answer.
Okay, but like, and like, the argument is, that guy's going to do it again. But let's say that like maybe he was a psychopath, maybe he was having a shitty night, maybe, maybe his boy, maybe he has a terrible STD that he just found out about. Maybe his dick is so microscopic that he finally lost it and confused it for a pube and tore it off. And so maybe his night is so terrible that he just, and so like, what if he had a knife or something crazy on him and we initiated and then he was like, it's not likely.
You take the knife away from him and get him back.
Okay, Kyle. So let me just reiterate what I told you earlier. I am an orange belt in Taekwondo circa 2005. My most recent martial art that I am in a black belt in that I have to renew every year is being a black belt in origami. That is the most intensive fighting style I have.
Where'd you go to the martial arts school?
Theater debt. Do you know what origami is?
I said martial arts school.
Oh, I went to.
I was like, you're claiming an orange belt on the internet?
No, I just. Listen up, you fucking bitches. No, I went to the Y.
They have boxing there, right?
Do they really?
Yes.
At the Y?
Yeah.
This guy was he's like a 5th Dan black belt.
One boxing lesson and you could beat the shit out of a 5th Dan black belt in Taekwondo.
No,
that shit isn't.
I
don't mean shit. Taekwondo looks flashy.
No,
I was almost a black belt.
But it's actually, but like, okay, if someone, dude, their kicks are fucking crazy.
I was almost a black belt in Taekwondo.
What?
It doesn't mean shit.
What do you mean? How am I just fine? You know what I'm
Because it doesn't matter.
Oh, is that why you don't bring it up? Because you're a
mentioning.
fucking... That's like being like, I can almost use 9/10 of a gun, but I don't have the trigger to pull.
Yeah. It was Taekwondo is meaningless.
No,
dude.
I mean, it's all forms. It's
Yes.
it's chains of forms. Like, but I mean, dude, I'll fucking spin kick you. I'll put my hands up and do an upward block.
That's why I can kick above my head so easy.
You reference that like that's something that we've talked about, and I'm like,
Were you
man,
not there?
Kyle, you sure kick above your head.
Oh, back when I was like 320 pounds, I would just fucking kick above my head at parties, and people couldn't fucking fathom it.
Dude, I didn't know that. We weren't boys back then.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot.
I went brothers.
It seems like it's been forever.
We weren't lovers yet.
Still not yet. We'll get there.
Not that you're aware of.
Oh.
You know how parasocial relationships work? Have you seen the fan fiction I've written about this podcast?
No.
Head on mic? No.
I have not.
Dude, I've written a there's let me start over. I get really verklempt when I talk about this because first of all, I clam up and then I just get drenched. So I've written a library's worth of Rule 34 about us. You come over and you're like, you get all sweaty and hot off your bike and you're like, I'm going to take a shower. But oh, wait, no, hold on.
Now we take a shower before we fucking do our podcast.
And I'm like, all right, buddy, that's really cool. You want some company? And you're like,
Yeah, I want some company.
but you don't leave you leave the door unlocked.
No.
Just
That's why I always lock it. If you put a tenth of that effort into doing the podcast, we have.
Oh my fucking god, you bitch!
We'd have
This
our-
is a joint effort, you cocksucker. You cannot say. There, you're like, oh yeah. So I'm just gonna wait for you to say anything that seems like it takes any amount of effort and tie that back to how this is your fault. You were such a cunt. Anyway, so he walks away. We don't have the fight. My phone, I thought so in the moment I was looking at my phone and I got home last night and I thought it was fine. So like to me that was hilarious because I was like, oh, this clearly bad this free radical of the environment, this negative energy source has attempted to ruin and derail my night, and they didn't at all. And then today I just hiccuped. Today I looked at my phone and it has a crack at the bottom.
Sad.
What that's what's irritating.
So if you would have looked at it in the moment and it was shattered, destroyed, if your phone was totaled, would you have gone and fought him?
So like I said, I'm docile by nature. I'm always gonna seek non-violent. I'm trained in conflict resolution and in physical management. I could have put that guy in a hold on the ground if I really wanted to, because I'm trained in adult holds. I know how to hold adults.
Dude, what do you mean?
Do you not know that?
No, what do you mean?
I am trained in crisis management. So like if an adult, okay, I will need another adult to assist me. But if an adult with a mental disorder is losing their bananas, I know how to put them in a hold
so they don't hurt themselves,
yeah,
basically?
or anybody else.
I mean, is it just like a group hug, basically?
Nope.
What is it? Tell me.
So I know two different systems of it. I know safety care and CPI.
What's CPI stand for?
I don't know. Crisis prevention intervention, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. Well, so what's the technique?
Well, you will see. That's a great question, Kyle, because that's what an ignorant layman would say. Because the technique is to de-escalate vocally and spatially and with non-threatening body language and help them get their needs met
That doesn't sound like a
before you
hold.
ever have to get to physical
That doesn't
management.
sound like a hold.
Physical management is like 10% of it. What do you want to know, Kyle?
I want to know how you hold a man.
I'll tell you, baby.
Let's get it.
So to hold a man, first of all, you have to ask his permission. No.
How is that? Pussy. May I hold pussy?
May I please hold you? Can I give you what you so sorely
Pussy.
need?
Still backing up.
I know. Well, I mean, it depends. So obviously, I'm trained in the child model, the not infant. You don't have to put infants in hold, but the child model and then the adult model. So, like, honestly, with adults, you really need like 2 or 3 people to do it. But like, you approach.
The number keeps going up.
Well, no, I mean, like, it depends on the hold. Like, there's a chair hold, a basket hold, a front hold, a back. Like, there's all these different ways, and basically, you're taking your arms, you're moving your back, you're putting your hips into their back, and you're pulling their arms down so they can't do anything and they can't.
That's
headbutt
kind of
you.
erotic.
Oh no, it is big time sexy.
What's the second person do?
So it depends. So like if you're doing it by yourself, you have both arms engaged and you're from behind and you have them on their belt. No. It's not like that. It's not like you're Naruto running.
No, the victim is Naruto running.
Yeah. No. Their hands are literally at their waist.
Oh, so you have them down here.
Yeah.
And you're okay.
So their hands are at their waist. You're pulling behind. Your hip is in their back, and you're leaning back so you don't get a fucking mean headbutt to the nose. And that's one person. Now, if you have two people, you both get an arm, and you're both putting your thing in the back. So they can wiggle all they want, and they can throw their legs up. And if they do that, then you can go to a ground hold where you drop their knees and you go down, and then they're sitting with their legs out. And if you need a third person, you can do a leg wrap. And then and then you can do that in a chair. You can do that. Then there's all kinds of transports. Like if you need to pick somebody up to move them, you can do a transport.
All right. I'm going to ask you something seriously.
I don't believe you.
No, I'm serious. Don't.
Okay.
You wouldn't try that in a fight, would you?
No.
Okay.
Because people don't do that in a fight. And also, when you're doing that in a clinical situation, the person, so like, for example, if you had like an older teenager, someone who's like, 5, whatever, they're taller, and they have a knife or something, like you're going to try to de-escalate them first by like getting their needs met, keeping your distance, non-threatening body language. You're going to try to figure out what the issue is. But if they come at you, you're obviously going to strip the grab, it's not like martial art where you're like, cool, and you pull the knife out. It's literally like you grab their wrist and you remove the knife and then you take that arm and you put it, and then it's like, it's not clean, and it's not stylized like a martial art. It's literally a last line of intervention.
Martial arts that are stylized and clean.
Oh no, let me take a step back. I was not saying that this would be my go-to. Okay. I
thought that's what you were saying.
No, I'm saying
safety hold this man while he figured it out.
While he let me. Excuse me, sir. You seem really upset. May I?
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that happened to you.
Yeah, I don't either. I felt I was walking home and I was like, is this what it feels like to be a victim? It feels bad. And it was like on a scale of victimizing incidents, it's a 0.1 out of 10, but it's like, that sucks. Like, because so much in life happens like out of your control, and a lot of it is just the fucking universe and the humanity on a large scale. But it's different whenever it's like one person, and it's like, why? Like, why me? Why was I the random person? Like and there's no, it's literally entropy. Like it could have been anybody. Yeah. I was just that person. But it just, you like, your brain with its patternicity and its agency wants to determine like, what is my role in that interaction? Like, why was I? And there is none. Like there's literally not one. It just sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it wasn't crazier or worse.
Yeah.
And, I'm also glad, like, we didn't, let's just say we did. And, I wouldn't be doing the most of the ass kicking. My friend probably would. But, like, I don't know. What if he was just having a shitty day? And he's like, later he's like, we put him in the hospital. And he's like, oh, man, I'm really
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean?
If he's having a shitty day, I have shitty days. You have shitty days. You ever knock someone's phone out of their hand and call him a pussy? Who gives a fuck? If he's having a shitty day, that sucks. And then if he does that, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. He needs to be taught a lesson.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Go ahead.
So when you teach people a lesson, so this is coming purely from behavior and psychology. And that was something that somebody else brought up, like teaching him a lesson. Okay, let's talk about behavioral principles. So if we had taught him a lesson, there's two things that could have happened. One, we could have punished his behavior by beating the shit out of him, which may have not actually taught him a lesson, given that he may not have been in a place to learn that lesson, or maybe he wanted to fight. It seemed like he actually wanted that. Like maybe
while he was backing up the whole time, calling you pussy and running away. You think he wanted to fight? He didn't want to fight. He wanted to buck up and have you back down like you did. In my opinion, I wasn't there, but that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, that is pretty much.
I feel like if he was like, you want to fight? And you were like, yeah, let's fucking fight. He would have just kept backing up saying pussy. I don't think that man was trying to fight. I think he was trying to bully you.
Well, maybe. But it's like, and so the other thing is that what if we did punish it? Okay, what if that had the opposite effect? And then he was like, next time somebody fucks with me back when I buck up, I'm going to go real fucking hard on him.
That probably.
Like that creates an escalation. Like that creates a future problem for somebody else.
No, I think it's more likely that not doing anything has created a future problem for someone else because now he thinks he can get away with it.
So in our field, we call that a precursor intervention. So like, let's say that a kid will pick their nose and then punch themselves and then punch the shit out of you. And so if they start picking their nose, that's where you're going to intervene because you know that chain gets higher. I'm not saying this is what we did logically. I'm just saying that there's a justification. Is to say like he slaps my phone out of his hand and then he gets to feel like he was the big tough guy. He gets to go home, beat his wife or girlfriend or whatever, jerk his micro dick off, and then fall asleep in a pool of his own piss. That's fine. Like that is his life. But what if we had done that and the next time he's like, well, I'm gonna bring a knife next time because I got the shit kicked out of me and I'm gonna fuck. Like I don't think he's not gonna, because if people are letting off steam assuming they don't go postal or homicidal, usually it's vocal or it's like I'm gonna break something and it's not a big deal. Usually they don't lash out physically on other people unless they have something going on. So this to me is like, man, I don't know, like maybe this is his level of bullying. Like maybe that's what he does. Like maybe if I don't know. Like I don't want to, because our lives are over. Like I'm not hopefully never going to see that cocksucker again. So hopefully he's gone. Like hopefully he's going to be doing that, and maybe that's the level he's going to give it to somebody else, and it's not going to escalate.
I mean I understand your argument, but I just don't think it's valid. I think it's less that what you're saying, there's a chance that's the case, but I think it's way less likely that would happen than he would be like, oh, I can't just treat people like shit because now I got my ass beat in front of everyone, got embarrassed.
Well, and so I think the thing is like we're talking about the person. Like we're making a fundamental attribution error. We're saying, remember we talked about that in episode 2 or 3?
Nope.
I know you don't, buddy. That's what I'm going to remind you. So the fundamental attribution error is saying you behaved because that's who you are, not you're the product of the circumstances that made you. So it's like maybe like I don't know what would like how do we turn that villain into a person? Like why would somebody do that rather than just they shouldn't have done that?
He was drunk and he was an asshole. There's plenty of drunk assholes.
That's a very succinct analysis.
There's plenty of drunk assholes that are great people when they're not drunk. He's probably not a terrible person. I'm not saying this guy's a terrible person.
But he deserves to get put in the hospital.
I'm saying I didn't say put in the hospital.
Okay.
I'm saying if I walked down the street and smacked a phone out of someone's hand and called them a pussy for no reason, I would expect an ass beating.
But the thing is you wouldn't expect an ass beating because you would assume to get off with it.
Excuse me? Get away with it?
Yeah. Excuse me. There will be no ejaculation.
Just fucking spike the phone and start coming immediately. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think you should have done something about it.
Okay.
I'm not. And the thing is, if the same exact thing happened to me, I can't say that I would because I would have been also very taken aback by the whole situation.
Well, dude, that's the thing. Like, I didn't even see, because it was like 1 a.m. and I was looking down at my bright screen. Everything else was contrasted, so it was super dark. And so I didn't even know there was a person. Like, and then when I looked up, he was like 20 to 30 feet away. And I was like, what the why? Like,
I'm just saying, if I was like in your shoes and everything happened exactly the same and I reacted the same way, right now I wouldn't be thinking, what happened? Why was he like that? I'd be pissed at myself for not doing anything about it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I try to see the bigger picture. I mean, you can't fight every like if you're going to war, you're not going to fight every single soldier. You're going to pick your battles and pick your artillery and your tactics, looping back around too, since you like Halo and tactics so much.
What war are you in, John?
I'm saying in this you can't
war.
fight every bad person in the world. You can't change every bad person.
No, but when they lash out at you, you can't just take it, or you do become.
I see it as an extension of the greater evil and the greater humanity of just the darkness in our hearts. Like I can't fight that in one person. Like there's no point. Like how am I going to eradicate that one person at a time? You have to make big global changes.
I don't know, man. It feels like you were kind of taken advantage of.
Oh no, I was bullied. I was definitely my pants were pulled down.
And if you just let it happen, I'm not saying that. I mean, you probably will never see him again, but I don't know. It just seems like at a certain point you have to just stand up for yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all.
All right, I respect that. Thank you. I wish that. I don't know. Maybe I wish I had a little bit more of that fight in me.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, oh, dude, I can't believe you didn't do anything. I would have beat the shit out of him. Yeah, I mean, I may have done the exact same thing, but have been pissed about it later. Because if someone knocked my phone out of my hand and just kept walking away, it would have taken me a minute to process what just happened.
It did. Yeah. So, I'm gonna do a tectonic plate shift here and talk about something completely different. Unless you have.
No, I'm done.
Okay. So you remember how I
I'm stretching my back.
Okay. I thought you were leaning in to like whisper something to me, and I was like, is there something you don't want to say on the cast, bro?
Dude, I'm an open book.
Hey, man, come here. You've got a really cute smile. Okay, that's all.
You've got a booger in your nose.
Come here, brother.
I don't want the cast to see.
Come here, brother. I don't want the cast to see. I just wanted to say, I think you're doing you were a really strong, brave man yesterday.
Hey, I know I've said a lot of shit publicly. I don't feel that way.
Who's my big boy?
You want to take a shower?
Oh! Dude, just gallons of semen. So you remember, speaking of, that was actually a perfect unintended segue. So you remember how I gave a very beautiful couple of ladies oh yeah, you were there. We talked about that. So this weird thing happens that when you impregnate somebody directly or indirectly, a series of duration will go by.
9 months.
And then this really, how much?
9 months.
That sounds right. And something really crazy happens.
What happened?
That tiny bit of mayonnaise turned into a human being.
No.
I know. I couldn't believe it.
I don't believe it.
Well, that makes two of us. So I am now Uncle Gene. It finally happened. I am not a dad. I feel like we should have like a not Father's Day. Oh, dude, I can celebrate fucking Father's Day now. You all have to give me things. I also want my Father's Day gift from this year as soon as possible.
No.
And also all the years prior. I want my fucking reparations of Father's Day.
You have done the smallest act and the bare minimum of being a father. The day is not about what you've done.
You're a stupid man. This is not about you.
You didn't even come inside of a person.
No, I didn't.
Came inside of a jar.
Yeah. Well, it was a plastic vessel. It had a screw top. And I'm going to tell you something. It was not easy to put that in there.
Yeah.
I had to do some matrix shit.
Yeah, I don't even like pissing in a cup.
No.
I feel like coming would be...
Well, imagine pissing in a cup with a 90-degree angled erection.
Was there like a line on there you had to fill up to?
Nope.
Just a little spurt?
Just a little poot.
All right.
Just a few little poots. And so I had to do that twice. But anyway, so she's gorgeous. Her name is Kyla Denise, named after... you know what? I do want to talk about that because I've already been texting people about it, and I feel like whenever they're like, oh, she's beautiful, and I like... Here's the thing. Do I agree? Because that seems pretty fucking narcissistic to look at your genes and be like, yeah, that's fucking awesome. I am that. Like, that's beautiful. I'm beautiful.
Are you saying every person that thinks their child is beautiful is narcissistic?
I think that there is a latent degree of self-aggrandizement.
So you shouldn't comment on the attractiveness of your child because it has something to do with you.
I think that you just shut up. Stop asking me a question and then fucking burping. You fucking Neanderthal. So you absolute caveman. So I know. I just think that there's an inherent intrinsic degree of like, oh, look at how pretty we are. Look at how cool. Look at how good my genes are. Look at my form is the perfect form. Like that's that, because everyone in their own mind is the hero of their own story, is the protagonist. So when you look at that, you're like, oh, that is another God person. That's another creator of their universe, and it's I don't know. It just feels.
Nah, I don't feel like that.
Okay.
If it was a fucking clone of you, then maybe. But it's two people's genes in that. Not even two people's genes. It's all your fucking ancestors' genes. It's the whole family tree in that bitch.
Oh man, I didn't think of it that way. That's
Yeah.
true. Oh, so I was really just a ship to the next island.
Yeah, you're nothing.
Thanks, Kyle. Wow, man, I really needed that. Thank you.
No, she's got your forehead though. She's got a widow's peak. Did you see that?
Dude, that baby came out with a fucking drive-in movie screen.
That poor girl.
I know.
Dude, I downloaded the picture and Photoshop some shit on it, and I was about to send it to you, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
What were you gonna Photoshop of the entire known universe?
I just like zoomed in and big O circle on that forehead, and I was like, look at all that real
Dude,
estate.
you know what? Somebody else did that to me.
No.
Yep. It was
Well,
Keith. It was my buddy Keith and Max in Portland. Keith sent me that, and he was like, well, she's definitely got your features, and zoomed in and drew a fucking dude. I'm being serious.
I have that on my phone. Like, I had it all typed up. I was like, I'm going to let him have his money.
Go ahead and send it to me, and I'll make a 2-page scrapbook about my participation in creating life.
Yay. I'll do it.
So I am obviously entitled to a lot of back day pay Father's Days.
Nope.
I will be
nothing.
making a deal out of this. And I am important. And you know what? I now have a different perspective on life because I am a father.
You did what you would have done that night anyway. You just put it in a vessel instead of in a towel.
Yes. Yes, I did. That is correct.
I don't know, happy Father's Day. You goddamn life giver.
Dude. Well, the other thing was, like, I didn't, like, because of the agreement, everything we talked about, like, I didn't have anything to do with the pregnancy. I had nothing to do with the visits. Like, I didn't see the progress. I mean, she sent me pictures, like, once every trimester or something, every few months. And, and then, like, I didn't even know she was into labor. But that's the thing. Like, it's really, I can't explain how, like, divorced I am from the process. So it's like, it's really weird position to be in because when I see that, I do see my features, like my eyes and my lips, but then it also has, like, her nose and, like, her hair. And also, so the mother is mixed. So I think she's 50% white and 50% black. So this baby is 25% black and 75% white, and so they have the beautiful ethnic hair, the beautiful features, the mocha skin. It really is. She really is a beautiful girl, and I'm happy for them. And
that's pretty fucking narcissistic of you to say.
I was literally about to go into a heartfelt fucking monologue.
I'm sorry.
Perfect fucking timing, Kyle. Little god damn you.
Oh, go ahead.
God damn you.
Go ahead.
All right. Where was I? Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Dude, I make beautiful babies. And I just I just feel I'm so happy I could give them that. Like I literally the feel like everyone's like, how do you feel? And I'm like, neutral, but I also feel like if there's any tangible thing I've done, I feel like I added something beautiful to a family. Like I gave something. Like I gave them something beautiful that they wanted, and they may not have been able to have, or it may not have been the same feeling. And I mean, I think that's like a tangible thing, a touchstone. Like I can always be like, wow, I pooed it in a cup for them, and they have this beautiful baby girl, and they're just going to be the perfect fucking mothers. And I don't know. It feels like it's like I feel like a lot of things in life are a zero-sum game. For everything that's added, something is removed, and it maintains equilibrium. But I feel like in this case, it was like, it was just pure positive and addition.
Mm-hmm. I got 2 questions for you.
Okay.
One's gonna turn into a whole new conversation. So
okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
First one. Speaking of the agreement that you talked about, did you ever get anything in writing?
Yes.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
I didn't think you did.
I sure did.
That's awesome. Second question.
I didn't sign it yet.
You serious?
Mm-hmm.
Did they sign it yet?
Yes.
Okay. Sign that shit.
I'm going, dude. Nobody like like I just said, like they didn't even tell me. Like
I know.
It's not about me.
I understand. They're friends. Yeah. They're not going to fuck you over.
But
you can't.
Yeah.
You just sign that.
I know.
I
will.
Because
Papa Savage.
All right. I'm just looking out for you.
I know. I love you. Appreciate that.
Secondly, you were talking about how you feel like you've contributed something to the world. Do you ever see yourself having kids of your own with a lady?
When I was younger, no. Because the world is a broken, terrible, overpopulated place. Mm-hmm. But then as I got older and I started working with kids, I can definitely see it become much more likely. But myself in a bout of what I think is a very self-actualized form of self-preservation and narcissism to a degree, I'm not ready to have kids, and I don't want to until I do all the selfish shit I want to do. And I'm not going to be ready to do that until I'm like 45 or 50.
Yeah.
And if I do have the misfortune of children, which I know there's, biological availability goes down. Women after their 30s, there's an increase in, all these defects.
What's the men's limit?
It's like 45 to 50.
That's crazy.
Okay. I know, isn't it great? So if I ever have the misfortune of children, I either want a daughter or a gay son. And I stand by that, and I will tell anybody that.
I know.
I would love to have a daughter. Like, there's something about little girls. Like, I had a little girl at one of my clinics, and it was the first, like, this young girl. And I just remember when she looked at me, and she was like, "Hi, John, you want chair? She said, "You want chair?" Like, do you want a chair? And I was like, I felt like the Grinch at the end of the fucking the movie. I was like, his heart grew 5 times that day.
But if a little boy would have asked you, it would have been different.
I'd have been like, "Oh, thanks, buddy, but no, I'm good. I have a chair." But it was the way she looked at me. It was the innocence in her eyes, and like it was just like that. And I think she also had like a little Whoville like hair tie thing. So, and then I also like I just love the gays. Like, I don't know. I just think that like I just want like a gay son.
Yeah.
So if my son comes out throwing football and slapping ass, I'm gonna be like, you go in your bathroom and you think about balls, and you don't fucking come out until you love balls.
Did he come out dribbling basketballs?
He would. I'd be like, "Is this what you wanted, Dad?" And I'm like, "No, that's not what I wanted." He's like, "You never fucking loved me."
You would have a fucking stud of an athlete too, especially with all this working out you're doing. You better cut that shit out if you want a gay son.
Oh, that's true. He's gonna come out. He's gonna come out and be like, "Where's the protein, dude? I took some I took some pre-workout to prepare myself for coming out of that fucking hole. Dude, I wrecked that hole." And I'm like, "Oh my God, put it back."
he needs more estrogen.
He needs more estrogen.
He needs longer in the oven.
My boy's half baked.
Oh, dude. So you're saying you wouldn't accept a straight boy?
Oh my God, I'm just fucking doofing about. Like, I would, like, I wouldn't care. But that's like, like, I don't know if you would ever tell them. I mean, you would tell them, but like, I would never actually, like, that's just, like preferences. Like, you're going to a music festival. You really hope that you don't get shit on. You hope you see your favorite bands. Your tent doesn't get raided. You hope you don't overdose. And like, those are all things that you hope, and like, you have a good time. So it's like, you have your preferences, but like, whatever, but you're going to experience whatever experience you have and then live through it and accept it as it is. So like, if I have if that metaphor holds, like, I'm going to be happy with what I get.
Yeah. Sounds like the guy that's super hyped to have a son and then a daughter pops out and he's just an absent father.
That's what it sounds like for me?
No, that's what you're talking about right now.
Oh, like if I have an actual son, like not a straight son?
Actual son?
I don't know why that was the fucking adjective that my fucking brain threw up. Like a real kid.
Oh.
That's fucking no, dude. Like, I mean, okay, like, I mean, they can do gene site genetic testing, like, obviously, and this is gonna be controversial, but I'm just gonna say it. Like, if I find out that like a kid and the woman that I'm with, or man, or whatever, whoever I end up with, is like, oh, it has, something, like, I'm probably gonna say like, well, let's terminate and try again. Like, I'm gonna be, like, I have worked in the mental health industry for 7 years now, actually almost 8, because it started in 2013, and you just like the trauma, the divorce rate, the everything that comes with that. And I know there's a million people that are going to say like, oh, well, it's the love. And I get that. And the families that have that, that's amazing. But for me, if I could choose, like, I'm going to try to minimize that.
I 100% agree.
Okay.
I got another question on that topic.
Yes.
If you have, so let's say they did that test and they determined the genes, or they have like the DNA, they're saying that they could have an irregularity.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you more likely to duplicate that?
I think I am really not an expert on semiotics and genetics, so I'm going to say I don't know. But my intuition tells me that it could have just been a fell seed.
Yeah,
but also like, I mean, there's a lot of tests now that you can do that'll test your thing, your semen and your potential, your genetics, to see what you're a carrier for, to see what the likelihood is. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, they have had that for decades, because they'll look at your gene history and they're like, oh, well, there's a likelihood of this or depression of colon cancer.
A likelihood of depression from your cum. Mm-hmm. Damn.
Well, I mean, but that's more like the physiological factors, not DNA. It's not. There's no anxiety, depression allele in the DNA strand. Like, it's like, oh, my grandma, my grandma was super depressed and drank. It's like there's familial factors or sociological factors that they look into too. So it's not like they found a gene for that. But
gotcha.
But yeah, no, there's you can definitely do that. So I mean, like, I don't know. I think part of me is like, well, there's a million or whatever, however crazy amount of sperm. Like, let's try again and see, and like what the viability is. And obviously, this would all have been pre-talked about with my partner. I wouldn't get this far if in a relationship and I wanted to have kids. If they were like, well, if it comes out and it's got 18 legs and 14 eyes and 3 dicks, like I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna be like, this relationship just got not what I wanted. Mm-hmm. Turns out I'm not happy anymore.
I agree. I'm with you.
So, well, it has been a hell of an hour.
Fuck.
Shit.
Hold on, one more thing.
Okay.
On that topic, I got a DNA test. I'll tell you that.
Yes, you have several times.
I still haven't taken it. It's just sitting in my room.
Thanks for joining us on Savage Discourse. What do you want to say?
That's all.
All right. I know you told me, do I want to do it? And I'm like, hell yeah, man. You're like, all right, cool. It's $200.
It is. But you learn about yourself.
I do want that.
Do it.
Is it Ancestry or it's genes?
It's 23andMe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
like the 23
it's
gene,
23andMe.
Like
it's
okay.
health and ancestry. So you learn about where you're from and like what part of Europe, because I mean we're fucking from Europe.
Oh, absolutely. No, I absolutely learned that from my dad because he did that, but I can never remember.
I literally do not know anything about my family history because I don't talk to my family.
You just exist. You've just been your ship and vessel has launched you, and you're just like, I don't care where I came from. I just want to go.
Yeah, I think I'm like 164th Native
Don't
American.
tell me about myself because I don't want to know.
Wow, is that Game Grumps?
Dude, that is dude, that's 10 doobies, bro.
Wow. Well, yeah, when I do it, I'll we'll talk about it on here. I got to spit in a cup a bunch, and I feel weird about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of holding me back, man. I just feel like it's going to be a process, and like it's going to be weird to just keep spitting in this tube, and then I have to box it up and mail it somewhere. And
people mail a lot stranger things. I have a friend that works at the Amazon plant, and she was like, literally, I had got a tote of butt plugs, and she had to package them individually. And
well, at least they were fresh.
And she was like, they come through every day. Like, we're so vanilla and Protestant and puritanical about our sex here in this country, and it's so funny how everyone is just fucking their ass, and like nobody fucking talks about it.
Totes of butt plugs every day. Interesting.
So thank you for joining us on Savage Discourse. I'm John.
I'm Kyle.
And hopefully we'll do more of these return to forms. This one I think was really good. If you like it, as always, leave a sub, leave a comment, leave a like. Tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your dog, tell your animals. Do not tell your hedgehog. They cannot handle this.
Unless his name's Sonic.
Oh!
He's a good boy.
Okay, bye.
Bye.